Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is John, this is Ryan, and this is Maniacs React. And this is a segment that we release on a weekly basis where we pick 3 vehicles and we critique them, we have some fun with them.
Yeah, we've got a 3-tier rating system. If it's something we don't really care for, it's just a cranker, rah, rah, rah. That's all right. If it's something we like pretty good, something we could picture ourselves maybe owning, that's a cruiser, RPM, TAC, sitting right at a cruising speed. If it's something we love, that's on the limiter, man.
Wop, 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 wop. So it's basically a tachometer, which is an RPM gauge.
Yeah.
Is how we're gauging these. And man, we got 2 really cool ones and one bony bonus one that we'll leave up to you guys as to what you think of that one. And we would appreciate some comments down below.
This one's
on
pretty
all of them.
Yeah. This one, the bonus car in particular, is pretty crazy looking.
Pretty crazy. So, dude, how was your week today?
My week was pretty good.
Yeah?
It's been going pretty good. Sitting down a lot now that I'm back at work, though, so back's a little bit sore. I got to force myself to get up and move around a little more, but I especially started off a little sore this week after the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for reminding me, because I'm still sore from it as well. We shoot this towards the end of the week in the evening, but the weekend previous, we were out there working in the shop on the 62 Mercury. But we had some moments there where we had to wait for a while, so we started loading up a bunch of scrap out in the way back of the property, and part of that scrap was the old chassis from the 49 Ford that we body swapped. So after 3.5 years, I think we finally parted with it. So that kind of started let's just load every scrap steel on top of this thing and take it. And hey, I got $283 or something like that.
Yeah.
From the scrap yard, dude. It was like almost 4,000 pounds. I want to say like 3,800 pounds when they scaled me in and out.
Mm-hmm.
So $280 for 4,000 was a lot of work. I don't know if it was
They're
worth
making
it, but
their money too.
But we cleaned up the backyard.
Yeah.
So the fact that we got money for it, that's better.
Exactly.
But so yeah, that was how my week went, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I kept going back out there and kept loading more, and so. But it was a good week.
Yeah.
So man, you want to get rolling on this thing?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. We got a really cool car here. So a couple weeks ago, we went out to local car fest.
Temeculah, California.
Yeah,
first time doing that event. That's an annual event there, and it drew like 300 plus cars and really cool cars.
Yeah, and a cool location at the college there. Really nice campus, and it was really cool.
Yeah, so a guy named Justin puts that on, and he's got a really good crew, man. They run that thing like it's just a clockwork, like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah. So while we were out there, John shot this reel of a Renault. And this thing is pretty crazy looking, and it's not just a plain old Renault.
Yeah,
this is another one of those infamous body swaps. Believe it or not,
love it, dude. So a little history on these cars. So these are Renault's French car. It's actually a Dauphine. That's the model of it, and it was a rear engine car originally. That's not the stock engine anymore. But they were really popular cars in Europe. They were probably just super cheap little commuter cars, 4-door. But you know what? I grew up to 15 years old in kind of Eastern Europe area, and I was seeing these running around back there. And there used to be this little mountain race, like I don't know, what do you call it? Like mountain,
like a hill climb,
canyon, like a hill climb. Yeah, asphalt road, hill climb. Mountain kind of. Vegetation around, and they would have this like annual rally, and there would several of these would show up, and they would have flared fenders and like wheels sticking out, they were just tearing it up this mountain road, and it was cool.
Yeah.
So this thing kind of brings me back a little bit, and but on top of that, this thing is the true kind of the patina cruising machine. Just really pulls on our heartstrings a bit.
Yeah, slammed. So if we didn't mention, is on a VW pan actually.
Yeah, so that's the body swap situation. So it's a Volkswagen Bug pan. So that's what you're looking at right there with the shifter, the tunnel. That's all Volkswagen Bug, like a 60s, 70s. I don't know what he said it was, somewhere in that ballpark. And that's a really cool idea because lots of parts for those cars, What are you gonna do with that mic? You're
I don't
gonna
know.
beat it up there?
Yeah, apparently.
All right. So lots of parts, so you can buy all kinds of cool aftermarket stuff for a Volkswagen Bug. You can lower the suspension the proper way in the front. He's running air, obviously, because this thing is sitting on the ground, which is just super cool.
Yeah, it was super cool looking.
What's your favorite part about this car?
My favorite part is all the metal work that he did on it.
You can't really even see it.
You can see it. You can see it in the back window and the rear deck lid. Just a second, it'll pan over the motor. Look at the
firewall
right
and the bottom, the base there. Yeah.
So he's like it's
like
almost
diamond.
like it's quilted. Yeah, like diamonds.
Yeah.
It almost looks quilted, but it's the actual metal, and some of it's the actual body pan. He did it. You can't really see it in the video, but it's all in the front as well, in the frunk.
The frunk.
He did the
front trunk.
You can see he did the door panels.
Oh yeah,
floors.
yeah, you can see it really well. It matches his upholstery in the seats. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love it. It's some really, really good metal work. That was the builder. That was one of his specialties. That's one of the things that he does and that he did to this car. The other funny thing that I noted when we were looking at this car was the seats. The seats are just tiny in this car. Not just narrow, but they got a really low back. They're just really small.
So you think Jim
seats.
would have a hard time with these two?
There's not much bucket to them, so I think he'd fit, but you wouldn't see the seat.
So yeah, dude, I'm so digging the headliner in that, and that's that's kind of a rat rod thing. I was really considering doing that in the 49 before we finally figured out how to get the headliner in there. But we ended up going with the nice black suede with the diamond stitch. We also have diamond sewn patterns in it. Yeah, and I love that. I love the license plate stuff. I think it's always cool, and sometimes it's not executed well. Would you agree?
I'd agree.
Some people throw license plates at stuff, door panels, and things like that, and it's just kind of,
It's kind of haphazard.
And I know that rat rods could be kind of like that.
Yeah.
But there's also a level of like something should be a little more finished.
Yeah.
And I think that headliner is a good example of that.
He lined them all good. He overlapped them just right. I don't remember seeing any screws or anything. I don't know how he glued them.
I do. I know.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I talked to him because I was wondering the same thing. Did he glue them up, like one at a time or what? That's what I would have thought because no screws.
Right.
No, he said he actually glued them together.
Okay.
And pushed it up, and it's just arced up in there, pushed up.
Really?
It's got some sort of insulation in it.
Kind of snap fit in then.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, he did.
And it's all original patina, man. I mean, he did a couple of repairs and he touched it up there, but that's kind of the original how it's set.
And you said this car was popular in Europe, but this was actually a U.S. car, right?
Well, they sold them in U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were imported into the U.S., so, exported from Europe. And there were some Renault dealers, I guess back whenever, probably the 70s or 80s. I don't know when they brought these cars over, but
I don't know.
Because I think this is
a really old one.
It's not older than a 60s or a 70s, too, though.
Okay.
As far as the car itself, they just... so somebody correct me on that, but I think that's what it is. But they did have dealers in the U.S. for a short time of these cars.
Yeah.
So.
Being from Michigan, always had all the big three cars. We didn't see too many of these kind of cars. But my high school buddy in high school, he did have a Renault Dauphine.
Huh? Oh yeah, I know they have those guys, and you know what? They had a turbo version of that with the wide body.
They did. Unfortunately, his was not that.
Right.
But this car was so light, dude. Like three high school guys could pick the front end up and move it over.
Yeah, that's funny that you bring that up. That's I totally forgot about those.
And I don't remember what year that was. It was either late 70s or early 80s.
Yeah, probably
for the
probably.
car.
Yeah.
But anyways,
back to this. So that's a
Dauphine.
Volkswagen motor. I forgot what CC it was. It's a nicely built motor, dual carbs. I'm sure it gets on and moves rather well for the lightweight little machine. He's got the proper, I think those are MP, which is like a Volkswagen thing, for the wheels.
Yeah.
So cool wheels. Got the cool little side marker. Those are the Euro side markers.
Yeah.
So back in my Volkswagen days, because I had Scirocco's and GTIs, always got the little Euro side markers and popped those on. Didn't have them on the US ones, So you always want what you can't have, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because I heard guys that have like the JDM, like Japanese cars in Japan, you know, and they want, you know, like the Honda Civic, they
Right.
want like the American headlight
Yeah.
version, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, we want the Japanese headlight version over here, and they want the American version. It's so funny.
And when we were talking to some Europeans that were over here not long ago, they said a lot of the Europeans do the American things to the Volkswagens when we're trying to do the European things to ours.
I hope they don't do the bumpers for the U.S. bumpers with the 5-mile-an-hour bumpers. You know, the BMWs, they're like
so
a foot long. Yeah, that's just horrible looking. That's the first thing I'd get rid of. Well, hey, man, I think it's time to rate this bad boy, don't you?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question for either of us.
We don't need to. We can just go on 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, up.
Or however Volkswagen would sound on the limiter.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if they got a limiter. You probably just run that thing to the moon. So,
cool job. Good job.
Good gob.
Good job, guys. That's a really cool build.
Yeah, super cool. And the guy was just super cool to talk to.
Yeah,
he's such a humble dude, and just, you know, he's obviously super talented.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of his cruiser that he's been working on for a while. So he's just getting it done. So, I mean, it was like...
Yeah, he just finished it. Like,
he'd
only driven it on the road, I think, like one time. Something like that.
So, yeah, you know, but that show had so many other vehicles that we just loved. And we wish we could show you everything. But if you guys go to our Instagram, you guys can see some more stuff that we put out there. So, Instagram and Facebook, we're at Maniacs Garage. You know, give us a follow there and just see kind of what we're putting out, because we're putting stuff out that we're doing, but as far as building, but we're really covering a lot of really cool shows. We go, 500 miles is kind of our reach right now that we kind of get out to one way. So that trip was almost 1,300 miles, I think, by the time we came back from it. So we go out and really find some cool stuff out there.
Get some decent SEMA coverage, some interviews. Got some more of those coming out soon.
We
also have a website, maniacsgarage.com, where you can buy cool shirts like this one John is wearing.
That's right.
John, I see a Bible verse on that shirt. What's the Bible verse mean?
Yeah, dude, we have 2 Corinthians 5:17 on this, because this is our 49 Ford body swap BMW t-shirt. So cool. It's got a half, 49 Ford and half BMW right there. Mm-hmm. And so we call the car Born Again, and so that verse right there represents really well, because in the Bible it says, this means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person. Old life is gone, new life has begun. So how appropriate is that for a car that had an old versus new?
Right.
And
and one that was left to die and rot in a barn on top of that.
That's right. So just like Jesus Christ gives us new life. So it's really cool.
Absolutely. Thank you. And so that kind of melds right into our sponsor for today. This company, Motive Motorsports, has helped us out with some tuning.
And that's right. Motive with no E. Motive Motorsport. And these guys are like, man, they're the bomb when it comes to BMW stuff. And so they're leading the industry, when it comes to performance tuning. And Jake, he spent so much time with me on the phone, and I feel bad because I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to tuning on the BMW, and so he held our hand. He even came over at SEMA and he flashed our transmission for us while we were in the pits, in between runs. So that was super cool. But yeah, Motive Motorsport, they have a product called Reflex, and it's not a necessarily a piggyback system that people know that you kind of just throw on and it kind of confuses your ECU so that it can get performance out of it.
Right.
It actually has bilateral communication, so it's got a CAN bus that is communicating with your factory ECU in the BMW, which is critical because those BMWs are pretty high tech, so they need to know if there's knock going on. There's all kinds of other things.
You get the feedback. You're working together.
Feedback. So it's like it rivals full standalone ECUs, for these cars. So, and at a fraction of the cost and fraction of the install. I mean, it was a quick install, I got to tell you. For all the frustration that we had with that car prior to that, once we got our hands on this and we popped that unit in there, plugged it all in, and got that tune done, and the car's been 2 years now that it starts, runs, drive it, park it, go. It's a BMW that puts out 628 horsepower at the crank, 521 at the wheel. So, and it just drives any day. Yeah. It doesn't drive every day, let's just be honest.
But you could.
But I could.
So thank you, Motive. Go check them out. They do
MotiveMotorsport.com. Yeah, check them out if you guys are into BMWs. And they have like one of the fastest, I don't know if it's I think it's the fastest Supra Quickest or fastest? We were talking about that before the show started.
The quickest.
But yeah, so a new Supra, which is, BMW engine, but I guess it's ripping up the quarter mile.
Yeah, they had like 1,500 horsepower or something crazy out of
horsepower.
it.
So it's a lot of horses.
Out of that tiny little engine. So let's move on to our second car for the night. This thing is, so when we went out to local car fest in Temeculah a couple weekends ago, we got convinced to stay an extra night.
Yeah, they twisted our arms so hard.
Really hard.
Ken, dude, you are a master manipulator, man. You had us in a headlock, and we had to go to Orange County, which was an hour away from Temeculah, but he did offer up his house, so we crashed at his pad. Yeah. So thanks, Ken. That was super fun.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
nice.
And then we made it out to Quarantine Cruise.
Yes, to the
so
Quarantine Cruise
is like a once a month thing going on since quarantine time back in 2020. Years. So it's almost 4 years of every month these guys get together. And there have been weekends when it was like 1,500 to 2,000 cars. That's crazy, dude.
Insane numbers.
And it could be anything. We talked about this before, but I got to say it again. It could be anything. Just bring whatever.
Yeah.
To like literally $1 million cars.
Yeah.
When we were there last time, $750,000 car.
Yeah. Easy.
So. And I think this one that you're going to talk about, it's probably in that ballpark.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But somewhere up.
But the third car was also there, and that was nowhere near that budget. So
yeah, so you're going to get to see the gamut.
Yeah, so this car, I'm just going to go ahead and show it here.
Yeah,
this thing is wicked awesome.
Pantera.
Yeah, not just any Pantera. This sucker, that rolls around to the back, is a twin turbo.
But you know what's cool about this Pantera? So first of all, Panteras just stock are cool.
They are. Yes.
I mean, it's just a cool car. They're pretty rare to find. They were an Italian-designed body with an American Ford power plant and transaxle.
Yeah.
And this is like 70s. I do know that.
Yeah.
Right? So this is like a 70s car that's super modernized up right there that we're looking at.
Especially this one.
Yeah. Like wide flared fenders.
Yeah.
Just
air ride.
I mean, where do you even start with this car?
Yeah. So they named it Naughty Cat, Notykkat.
Why is it a cat?
Pantera is a cat.
Black cat.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, dude. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Look at that belly under the back.
Oh, it's Notykkat, sorry. And it had a really cool exhaust. If you see the exhaust sticking out there, it's kind of like, looks like the exit of a nozzle of a jet engine.
Oh, that's cool, man. I like that. Yeah.
And I like the pattern they put on this.
Yeah, that's almost like pretty neat. Some kind of encryption.
Yeah. Yeah. The stripe across the front's a little different.
Maybe
that's interesting.
AI, alien, alphabet.
I don't know. Got some nice deep dish wheels on the back of that.
It means naughty cat.
Oh man,
dude, what are those? Is that like an air to liquid to air intercooler situation back there? One on each side.
Probably.
Huh? Probably. I don't see any fins on it, so it's all like intertwined,
enclosed. Yeah, it probably is air to water or water to air.
Those the air tanks in the front or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I see the
air ride. Yeah,
I see the hydraulics reservoirs for brakes and clutch and things, but like in front of that, is that an air ride compressor or
it was sitting low. Look at those taillights too, dude. Custom made taillights that are like 3D water jet cut or something.
I did look at those up close. I took some pictures of it because I love the detail in the little. I think it had like button head Allen bolts, screws kind of surrounding it, holding it. Super techie looking. I love that kind of look. That's just super cool.
Yeah, that cage.
And dude, the satin gray. I mean, it's just cool.
It is. There was a lot going with this car. I had to stop and look at it for a while. It's there's a lot there.
Yeah, I really should have spent more time actually studying it, but it's just so overwhelming.
You can see that there's a clear panel between the engine and the cab, so you can actually be inside the car and you can see the engine still.
Right. But there's just so much detail in this car that you probably could have sat there all day and you would have still missed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a wild piece of machinery, dude.
Mm-hmm. Just like a manual transmission in there too.
Yeah, yeah, it's a transaxle in the back. I don't even know what kind of transaxle they run, with it, but
I don't know.
It's been a setup that they used,
Must be
since
similar
the
to what they
beginning,
had in
so.
the GT40s or something.
They don't make it anymore, so these cars are what you can find out there.
Yeah, I think they quit in the 80s if I remember correctly.
So when I lived in California and I was doing screen printing, I actually did screen printing for a lot of different like car clubs and like car companies, aftermarket car companies and things like that. And I got connected with a guy who owned a Pantera. He was actually the main guy for the Pantera club around there. And he ran his Pantera in the Silver State 100. Have you heard of that race?
No.
So it's in Nevada. It's just outside of Vegas. It's a 100-mile open road race.
Oh, cool.
They closed the road for the morning. I actually ran it with my best friend Robert in his brand new Civic at the time. It was like 97 Civic or something.
Nice. And
it was caged, and I navigated, and he ran, and we disqualified because we went over at one point where you're supposed to be radared, and you can't go faster than the limit there. And anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is that the Pantera ran in that event many times, and it wasn't at the time that we were there, but one time he ran the unlimited class, so it was like 160 and above, for the class, and he came into the finish line with I think it was his left rear brake was on fire, and it's magnesium wheels and magnesium components.
Man.
The entire car burned to the ground.
Oh.
But dude, he salvaged the car.
What?
Heat treated the body and brought it back to life and rebuilt the car.
Wow.
Because that's how much he loved that car.
That's amazing.
I mean, it probably made no sense financially.
Right.
But it made sense to him. So that's how much these cars are coveted.
No.
It's just cool.
I know they have a following. I have a coworker that has a really, really sweet one, and he hardly ever drives it. It's definitely his baby.
Yeah. Well, we know a guy right out here in Green Valley. He's got a body shop, and he's got a Pantera.
Okay.
Sitting at his place. He's a Pantera guy.
Nice.
So they're around, They do have, enough of them.
Yeah.
Out there.
Well, I think this.
Oh
one
man,
probably just,
you really made some easy ones for the first two cars.
I did, because I'm like on the limiter.
On the limiter, bro. I mean, come on. You don't even have to like cars. You're just gonna be like, yeah, this thing is the bomb.
Yeah,
the bomba,
for sure.
That was Spanish, I think. I'm not sure.
That's La Bamba.
No. That is also by Spanish. All right, guys. So
on to the wild card here.
Hey, but before we go to the wild card,
yes,
I don't think we mentioned sticker.
We did not mention the sticker pack.
Sticker pack. We got this cool little sticker pack. It's got 6 stickers on it. We want to give one of these away for free for somebody. And all you got to do is be the first one to leave a comment on this video.
Say, give me some stickers.
Give me some stickers. And then what we're going to do is we're going to respond back to you on YouTube, and we'll give you our email where we can connect to get your address and send this thing to you. So it sounds complicated, but it really isn't. So just leave a comment. Let's start with that. We'd like to send one of these out. We want you guys to stick this on your toolbox, on your refrigerator. Probably won't work well with your wife. So
garage fridge.
Stick it. Yeah, it's very garage friendly sticker.
Yeah.
You can put it on your local stop sign too. That's fine. That's a thing. So
they actually have been holding up pretty well on the back of my back window
they
of my truck
do
too.
Hold up
they
really well.
They do hold up well.
Yeah.
So.
Rad. Let's go to the bonus car because I am.
Yeah, you guys are just gonna have
looking
to
forward to it or not looking forward to it. I'm not sure
what you think of this. Again, we saw this thing in person. It is very different.
You got to give it that.
Yeah, you can see they stretched it over the rear wheels. You can see they widened it right down the center, right there.
Mm-hmm. So it's chopped. I wish I knew what it was when it started life. It's a 4-door.
The body. Yeah, I don't know what the body was when it started. Like the chassis is a Corvette.
I mean,
chassis.
it's a 30s, body. Don't know what. 4-door. Yeah, they stretched it right at the rear axle. They widened it right in the middle a lot, like 12 inches, maybe
at
14.
Least.
And then the front, man, I can't get over how much stuff it shows in the front.
Yeah.
Underneath,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what did I say? I'm a little out of words.
Then like
here.
some truck taillights or some bolt-on truck taillights or trailer taillights.
Trailer taillights. He's got some eBay headlights there. Thing.
but it's like pretty sure it's like a 1980s, like 84 to 89 type style Corvette.
What is that, like a C2? C3?
C4.
C4 Corvette?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
The worthless one.
Yeah, but I mean, that's still cool, I think.
Yes.
You know,
it's a cool chassis.
I think the idea is cool. Think of the seats like in the back seat.
Yeah, the seats at the back, so you can't even get in the front door.
That's something we super lucked out on the 49, dude. The firewall landed in the firewall.
Yeah.
From the 49 to the BMW.
Yeah.
But that's what happens a lot of times when you're body swapping things.
Right.
The proportions are not there.
Yeah.
And he did a good job with the idea of widening it and lengthening it and doing all that.
Yeah.
To get the overall proportions to drop over the Corvette. It's a lot of work to get it to fit the Corvette width.
And so another really unique thing on this we don't have video of, but the roof is like a blanket or
it's like
or a tarp.
It's
a
tarp
it's really
of
weird.
Some sorts with snaps.
So you can see that it has what appear to be suicide doors.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe the rears were
the whole side doors. Both of those doors were one piece, and they open up
both sides?
style.
I saw the driver's side for sure.
Well,
I don't think the passenger
I did not
side.
see the passenger side.
I think the passenger side still.
But the driver's side, it opens gull-wing style.
Right.
So it doesn't even
Gangnam
open.
style?
Gull-wing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I saw him getting in. Yeah. So I saw that go up. So I don't know, dude. I gotta give it to him. It's good in theory.
And I think it's a work in progress. I don't know that he's done with this yet. We didn't talk to him, but but he may still be like, this might still be mid-project for him for all we know.
If he can get that figured out right there in that front fender area, to where he can cover a little bit more of that junk underneath, that would be probably ideal.
Yeah.
And
this was true rat rod.
It was.
It was a lot of just barely pieced together.
You will
stuff.
bleed.
Yeah.
If you get a ride. So
and you're gonna need a tetanus shot.
You're looking through the whole thing every which way is all wide open everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So what time is it? 27?
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this thing probably I'm gonna have to give it a cruiser, I guess. I'm gonna be generous. Because it's a lot of work, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I gotta give it a cruiser more than a cranker. I mean, obviously not gonna be no rev limiter on this bad boy. But I think the concept was a good idea. I think the execution fell pretty short on it, even if it's a rat rod. Because, again, like we talked earlier, there's rat rods and there's unfinished, but then there's unfinished.
Yeah, I'm cranker on this one.
I'm surprised that you even.
Okay,
yeah, that's what I figured you're gonna do. You're gonna do a cranker. Yeah, so I'm gonna give him a cruiser just because he tried.
Yeah,
and he's out there.
Too many colors for me too, man.
Yeah, that too, and they're pretty Rastafari, bro. I don't know, just orange and the green. I like orange a lot.
Brown, blue. Yeah. And then a really modern looking headlight you can see bolted right in front of the grill, has like LED and halo, and then some trailer turn signals up front.
And in person, it was even more striking in the sense of not in a positive, good sense. Like it was so wide, the windshield was so wide, and the front was so narrow.
At first I saw it, I think Hummer. That was the first thing that I hit when I look at the windshield.
Like one of those animals that it's like an anteater. That's kind of what it reminds me of. It's kind of like this nose.
I like it.
I saw the windshield. What's that thing called? It's got a name.
I saw the windshield and I kind of was thinking, is it maybe a Hummer body or something?
Yeah,
because it was across the parking lot.
It did kind of resemble that a little bit.
Walk over to it.
Body, but.
No, definitely not.
So. Let us know what you guys think of this thing. This is our bonus vehicle that we throw in card, kind of a wild card. You never know what you get on the last one. That's why you want to stay to the end.
Yeah.
And this is the end.
This is the end.
With that, do you have anything wise to say to these guys, or just
stay?
Because you're a wise guy.
Just stay tuned in. We got some fun stuff coming and with our builds.
We do have some fun stuff coming. Hey, we really appreciate you guys. We had a really good viewing on our video last week, so that's awesome. Thank you guys. share this with your friends, and make sure that you guys leave a thumbs up and all that stuff that YouTubers say all the time. I don't even think we're YouTubers. We're just dudes. But
we're YouTuber wannabes.
But do those things, because that does push these videos, and more people get to see them, get to see these cars, get to see some of the shows, get to see some of the builds that we do, and just have fun on a family-friendly channel.
Yes, all our stuff is family-friendly. No swearing, no pictures you wouldn't let your kids see. Just
that's right.
We're some clean dudes.
We're trying to walk that walk. We're trying to walk that walk that Christ calls us to do. So hey, on that note, God bless you guys. We'll see you next week.
See ya.